Welcome back to Impulse Plays. I am Crazy Carl Winter here with Ben Landstillers. Still Landstilling. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing fantastic. Excited to talk through another pre-modern battle here.
Yeah, we've got a sweet match. We have blue-black zombie infestation versus five-color gators. So we'll pull up my zombie infestation list here, which Ben and I were discussing. We're not sure which one I'm playing because I have two versions of the same list in deck picks in my folder on my computer. So the main idea is it's basically zombie infestation, intuitions, ways to draw cards, ways to discard cards, get value, and eventually kill your opponent with zombie tokens.
Yeah, yeah. Love how this is like. If you want to maximize the potential value, squeeze, crooked horrors,
Hmm.
ashen ghouls, all of the bounce back to your hand from graveyards. This is the way to do it. You can maximize the value, generate a ton of zombies. Love
Hmm.
that you can just like attack in the air with Wonder,
Yep.
finish out the game with Icarids.
Yeah.
Feels very similar to, it's Dredge without
Old Dredge.
Dredge.
Exactly. A Dredgeless Dredge, yeah. And against that deck, we've got Chris's very sweet looking five color Gators list, which Ben was asking why. And the reason why is you get to play Meddling Mage and Fire Ice and Phyrexian Gator and Call the Herd and
Uh-huh.
Anoid Brushhopper, and then you get to have Thornscape Apprentice give your Phyrexian Gator Tramp first strike, and you got eight one drop accelerators. Uh very much the my junk morphs deck is very much the spiritual successor to this list. Um, very cool deck.
Yeah, I mean, right. Those are all sweet cards, right? Like I love me
Uh,
some Fire Ice. I like the Sylvan libraries to,
yes.
to restock and go in. It seems like this deck looks really I mean, to me, it looks a little bit unfocused, but at the same
Hmm.
time, it's trying to go fast and jam, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's got Winter Orbs. Yeah, it's very similar. Like my deck has Armageddons. This has Winter Orbs. My deck has Duresses. This has Mana Leaks. I don't like Swords of Plowshares in this deck. I'm gonna throw it out here now. Maybe it just makes me bad, but you're trying to get your opponent from 20 to 0, and Swords of Plowshares makes that much harder. Um,
Yeah.
So yeah, just my own thoughts. But let's see how this match plays out. So we've got me on the left playing ZI, and then Chris on the right playing Gators. And because I am bad at editing, I don't know who went first, but it looks like it
Nice.
might be me. I don't know. What do you think? Yep, it's me. Okay, cool.
Great.
Start with Island into Careful
Ooh.
Study. The dream is to Careful Study away to Squeeze. Oh boy.
And there
Oh
it is.
boy.
Got it.
Right off the first play, just what you want to see. Love
So
to
much
see it.
value.
Yep.
This is a card advantage miser's dream right here.
It really is. It really is.
Looks
And
like
Chris, oh, cannot. No, you
that's
cannot
not a
play. You cannot play that
sorry.
on turn one. That is not allowed. There you go.
Cannot play that, and definitely not playing that on turn two either.
Yeah,
Those
seriously.
green as your mana sources.
I was just thinking that it's gonna be very awkward for this meddling mage to come out on turn two. So I have another careful study.
All
Oh,
the
so good.
color like pressure on that deck. Actually, very surprised not to see Mox Diamond in play.
Yeah. No, I can see that. I can see that.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cabal therapy.
I don't think I name melee mage because I'm not gonna be a rude boy. I think I named survival the fittest if I was to recall correctly. This match was played a couple months ago at this point, but
Mm.
because I see if I see Forest Bird, yeah, or Forest Elf or Forest Bird, I'm gonna assume it's a survival deck. I'm not gonna assume my opponent's gonna cast Meddling Mage off of that.
Yeah, that that makes total sense.
Yeah, so yeah, I went for survival. There was no survival, unfortunately for me. And Chris gets to go into his second turn, and he's got a few options here. He can either go for a Phyrexian Negator with that Undiscovered Paradise, or develop his mana a little bit more cleanly with the Windswept Heath into a Plains, and then cast Call the Herd.
Mm.
I mean, I guess he could also plow his, you know, Llanowar Elf. That's the thing he's allowed to do.
Too loud, but I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't put this deck together and come to not play
Phyrexian Negator on turn
Attribution
two?
again.
Yeah, no, here,
Yeah.
I'm 100% here for it, yeah.
Carl, you're cutting out a little bit. I don't know if that's on the recording or just
It's
me.
just Discord. Yeah, it's just Discord. Yeah, the recording is good.
Sweet.
Yeah. All right, so looks like I've got a handful of garbage.
That is a little bit of a problem with this deck. Like, if you don't have ZI, it makes it's tough. You have your cards to dig. But
Yep.
that's really the only thing you're digging for. I
Yep.
guess it's like that
Exactly.
or intuition, right? To get to get all the CIs.
Yep. 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 That's funny. But okay, so yeah, he gets to go for like Call the Herd here. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, interesting.
Does your deck have any way to sort of like emerge squeeze into play or no?
Nope, 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 nope. Squeeze cannot get into play with this deck. I did later build a black-red version of this deck that played red, so you could cast Squee, which was sort of relevant because you could sack it to Cabal Therapy, whatever. The main reason I
Right.
bred that deck was for sideboard cards in Firestorm.
Mm,
Um,
mhm.
but what I eventually realized is that Firestorm can very easily be taken over by Sickening Dreams, which does basically the same thing.
Oh
It just
sure.
happens to hit you.
Yeah, that card's sweet.
Yeah. Okay. So Krovkin Horror comes out. I'm sitting at 13 though. Ugh. So interesting. Chris didn't go for a
Yeah, he
Call to
doesn't
Herd
have
here.
he doesn't have that many permanents to sacrifice to this negator, but
Yeah. He gets to plow. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Plow the Krovkin Horror. Open up the play for something else big to come out.
Wow, you're trash talking that plow early on. Let's see if that matters.
Yep. No. I may fully be eating crow here. So I guess his thought is like, how much does he attack for here? Does he attack for 6 or no? He attacks for 5. Okay, so he must have something to do with these extra elves.
He's got call the herd.
Yeah, he's definitely going for Call of the Herd. Maybe he's
Wants
keeping
to
mana open for a meddling
wants
mage.
or makes you wanna think about more plows in hand potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah,
maybe he just legitimately has another plow up in hand.
yeah, that's entirely possible. My guess is it's going to be a meddling mage, but oh, it's not. Okay, yeah, it's probably Plow, or maybe it's a naturalized or something. He's just planning around.
Fire ice.
Man, I thought a lot of careful studies this
Mana leak.
game.
There's a lot of things he could want to hold up mana for here.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Nice. Getting the dorks in the yard. I think
Mm-hmm.
is that the requisite amount of creatures for your Ashen Ghoul now?
I believe it is, but I also believe it may be too late.
Well, there's the mana leak. He's holding
Yeah,
it up
because
for.
Chris gets to attack for 10 next turn with his elves and elephants.
Dang, that was pretty quick.
That was very quick, yeah. We'll see if I can put up a better fight this game. So Chris is down to 6. Looks like he's thinking about what to put back. And this, I may have edited this video before I started putting a little reminder to myself of what people are getting to, but that's okay. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's putting back a land. So yeah, I'm looking for a quick zombie infestation and then just to kind of go silly from there. Um, Ben and I were talking before this match about how I have a mono black infestation deck now that plays Pox. I'm not sure which is better. I'm really not, but I like zombie infestation decks.
I
They're
mean,
really sweet.
yeah. It never feels good to get poxed, especially when,
No,
you know, your opponent's pot just gets all of their dorks back
exactly,
into play
exactly.
immediately.
All right, so Chris has got the mana for meddling mages and the meddling mages to go with meddling mages. So that's pretty good for him.
But Duress took out a mana leak. Is that what I saw?
Yeah, yeah. Duress takes out mana leak. A nice lobstercon stamped Duress. Which, if I think about it now, I need one more stamped Duress in some way to have a playset of fancy Duresses. So I have the lobstercon one. I have a Duress crew one. I have an impulse crew stamped one. And then I guess I have a Zwang. I have a German one that I could just
Mm-hmm.
have included as a weird fourth dress. I just have to
Uh,
break up
you gotta
multiple
get
sets of
another.
playlists.
You gotta get another club to stamp your other Duress.
Yeah, yeah. I'll get the red line guys to do it because that would be pretty fun. Shout out to the red line tree folk out of Massachusetts.
Basic planes.
Yeah, I think that's setting himself up for the meddling mage. And the question is, what does he name here? I think the typical thing you name is like zombie infestation. And we have a quick
Right.
editing break. Yep, it's zombie
Yeah.
infestation there. Yep.
Looks
So I
like
can.
that's right.
Yep.
That is kind of the one main card you care about here.
Yep. Oh, one dead gladiator gets cycled. Let's go. And it's the world's slowest and worst John Day tome, and I love it.
It is, but as you've pointed out in the past, it helps trigger those Ashen Ghouls.
It really does. And yeah, I've done it a couple times where like if you have an Ashen Ghoul in your graveyard and then like an Undead Gladiator and then like a Squee, you can activate your Undead Gladiator, discard like a Squee or an Icarid or whatever, get the 3 creatures of the Ashen Ghoul, activate the Ashen Ghoul, and then you bring back your Gladiator because there's still 3 creatures in your graveyard while you have the activation of the Undead Gladiator on the stack. So you just basically respond to the activation of it. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
You can also like draw a card and then
Mm-hmm.
RFG it for your Icarids and
Yeah.
go in with Icarid beats.
Yep, that is really good. It's really good.
What was that? What's that second name on the next mage there?
Careful study. Careful study. I turned my head sideways. I had to do that to read it. Yeah, we're on careful study for the second meddling mage, which makes sense. It's a big part of my draw engine. Yeah, no, for sure. Now the way this works out is it's a Thoughtseize bug, but in reverse. So what'll happen is I will get cryptid, and that'll make me really sad. And then I will probably draw careful study off the top over the next couple turns.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So I'm looking at my intuition. I think I'm trying to decide what to intuition for. Okay, I did manage to not draw a careful study.
Didn't go for intuition there.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know why. I probably because this didn't have anything to do with it. Yeah, because I have no engine. I don't have. Yeah.
You need to somehow answer these mages so you can get your stuff online.
Yeah, my list really should have probably had 3 Sickening Dreams just to be able to intuition for Sickening Dreams to take those off the table, but hindsight's 2020. All right, a little video starter there, but we just got
You're playing well. This is host board, right? So you probably have some number of them.
Yeah, let's click around and see what we got here. I have the sum number is less than 3.
Gotcha. That's tough.
Oh, depending on the list, we might be, one of the lists does have 3, so we will see. I'm guessing that having not intuition for Sickening Dreams, this is the list that does not have 3. So we're looking at the
less
horizontally laid out list. Well, this is actually in theory the more advanced version because this is the version I built for the pre-modern Super Gauntlet, but I didn't put Psychotog in it because I didn't want it to seem like a Psychotog deck. So I wanted them to be completely distinct because there was a Psychotog deck already, and I passed on it unfortunately. But yeah, so here there.
You didn't want to run afoul of labels.
Exactly. It would have been fine. It wouldn't have been an issue.
Your personal signature creature.
Yep.
Guaranteeing victory.
No rod, Justin, right in time. Stop that Tormod's Crypt. And yeah, not having a way to deal with these.
You just bring these Elrods in basically every time
to
counteract.
Yep, every match. Unless I don't see my opponent do anything in the second game, then I might bring them out the third game. Or if it doesn't make sense, like I don't know. I've even brought them in against Enchantress because Enchantress usually has some sort of graveyard hate going on.
So, what's your plan to get out of this at this point? Like you just need.
I need Sickening Dreams
to back with.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
Provoking Horror hit creatures.
It does, but it's 1 damage per thing you sacrifice, and I need a discard outlet. That's what I really need. Is I need a way to discard cards. The problem is I can't cast Zombie Infestation. That's the best one I have in my deck. I don't have Careful Study accessible anymore.
Right.
So it means I'm looking at Compulsion.
You can get 2 dorks in play. You can kill the ZI chanting mage and potentially get going. But
probably should have cast one of these Ashen Ghouls. Like Ashen Ghoul trades with Elephant. Like it's not the ideal way of going about it, but
block and ping face.
Yeah, interesting. All right, so I must be going for an intuition with creatures here because the Krovigan Horror will come back at the end of turn with as long as there's a creature directly above it in the graveyard. So if I intuition, as I've noted a million times before, intuition goes to the graveyard after you finish resolving it, which means anything you get will be underneath it. So were I to get 3 creatures, 2 of the creatures would go onto the graveyard underneath the Krovigan Horror, and then the last one would go to my hand. Fortunately, Chris has Mana Leak, which now traps that
Ooh,
Krovikan Horror forever.
ooh, that's
Because
brutal.
I don't have a way to clean up my graveyard. Oh, that's not good. I just like randomly cast Icarid. Why not cast the better Icarid,
Better than
Krovikan or Ashen Ghoul?
better than nothing, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess. Crash in. Teach Chris what's what.
That's right. You gotta remind him.
Notably, all the damage dealt to Chris's game is self-inflicted. I've done nothing to him the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really sickening dreams is just the out. Like it's what I need. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Chris is like asking what happens to the Eckerd later, and I just remind him that it gets sacrificed in a turn. So it is not going to do anything very relevant for a very long time. That is actually one of the things I like about Icarid in this deck is that it gives you an outlet for trapped Krovikan horrors. So other versions of this deck I've played have played
That's
Psychotog, and Psychotog lets you clean up your graveyard a little bit to get the non-creatures away from the Krovikan horror.
mm-hmm.
And this instead, I don't have that I don't have access to that with this version of the list, but Icarid gives you a
You can
use for
still.
the Krovikan horrors.
That's
Can you
nice.
just eat them? Yeah.
They still get value that way. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah. It's not the value you want, but it's the value you have. It's the value you have at home.
Sure,
We
sure,
have,
sure.
we have value at home. All right. Chris has got what 7, 8 damage on the table, and I'm sitting at 13. He could, in theory, fire me a couple times, put me to 1.
Yeah.
Yep, and he crashes in for 8.
Could flashback another elephant if he needs it, but
I don't know that he does, but I mean, you might as well, right? Actually, no, you might as well not, because that would be sickening dream fodder.
mm,
Let's see
got a
if he goes for.
land.
Looks like he's going for it though. Let's see, another 4 damage or 4 mana spell that I'm not thinking of. Yeah, okay.
Just fully disrespecting your out here.
100%, 100% disrespecting the out. And I bring back
Nice,
my
Icarid in
Icarid.
play.
All right.
No,
Yep, I scoop it up. Yep. So yeah, this is the
you
version that has 2. Oh
did
no,
bring in
this
the
is.
sickening there.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so maybe this is the version that does have 2 sickening dreams. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I just did not draw what I
Two is
needed to
not
there.
3, unfortunately.
Yeah, I must have not. This must be a different list where I didn't have 3, unless I just forgot that I could go for 3 sickening dreams, which is entirely possible. But well played from Chris. He got the creatures in and he turned them sideways.
Yeah, those
Didn't
are
overextend too terribly much.
very cool decks. Didn't quite get to see the pop off in the way we would, but
Yeah, this deck, yeah. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Well, we've got a lot more matches in the pipe for everybody. So for Ben and myself, we'll say goodbye for now, and you'll see more from us going forward.
I have fun.